Okay, now I'm unmuted. All right. We've got this up here. Okay, now I'm unmuted. I need to mute this. All right. We've got this up here. All right. I think we're good. Hi, everybody. All my magical peeps. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Misty. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Susan. Hi, Valerie. This is actually a t-shirt. I decided to get crazy tonight, and because I just love to stream a million places. So we are, all of us here in the Zoom chat are together in the Normalized Magic group, and then we've got a live stream happening on TikTok and YouTube simultaneously. So if this is your first time for live channeling, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to get into this. What a crazy energy it's been. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to find their way in, and I'm going to press record because I forgot to do that last time, and that was a real problem. Close. Let's see here. Zoom. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I hope that noise stops soon. All right. Hey, babe. All right, so Kirsten says it's June 14th in Germany, and that means it's my birthday. Gemini Sun, Sag Rising. I'm so ready for this call. Happy birthday, Kirsten. Happy, happy birthday. Oh my goodness. I'm glad that we can spend your birthday with you. What time is it in Germany?
Hey, thank you so much. It is 12:30 in the morning, but I'm taking tomorrow off work, so it's fine with me.
Oh God. I'm super honored that you're spending the middle of the night with us. Happy birthday. Okay, see, I need to do something here with my view, and then we're good. All right. I'm spotlighting me for all of you. And we're starting. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the full moon in Sagittarius channeling. I'm excited to be here. It's been a real hell of a time. I've got some awesome questions on deck from my inner sanctum / normalized magic peeps. Thank you for being here. And big hello to everybody watching on TikTok and on YouTube. I'm going to grab all of our questions so I have them here. Perfect. All right, so before we officially get started, how's everybody feeling today? I know I did it this morning and took your pulse with my numbers, but let's do it again. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you? Oh my God, Janelle's already answering. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Oh, goodness. We have so many 8s. Look at you guys. Oh my goodness gracious. So It looks like we are feeling better than this morning, so that's wonderful. Sabra's a 5. Okay, all right. Carrie says I was a 3, then an 8, and now I'm a 4. I see how we're going here. We're all over the place. That's fine. That sounds good. That sounds about right. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Whew. I actually feel pretty good today. It is the full moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is my moon, and so I'm just taking it to mean that I'm getting a little extra burst of energy so that I can share that with you today. Um, I'm really excited to get into the channeling. It's been a really interesting, I guess, 48 hours. I don't know. It's been an interesting weekend leading into this channeling. Lots and lots of energy, lots of information, lots of feels. So I'm excited to dive in. We're going to start, though. Let's go ahead and pull our energies in together, connect, and then we'll see what happens. So get comfortable, move your body a little bit if you need to. Go ahead and close your eyes. Bring awareness to your belly. Ask it to soften and relax. Nice soft spine. Relax your jaw. And take a nice deep breath in through your nose, nice and slow, filling your belly. And then exhale just as slowly through your mouth. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. I'm going to take a moment now to pull all of your energy right back into your body. Calling your energy in from the past and the future. Calling your energy in from your day, from objects you touched, from words spoken, and from people whose energy you were around. Pulling all of your energy in through your heart center, breathing it in, and exhaling to reintegrate. Breathing it in, and exhaling to reintegrate. One more time, breathe it in, and let it go. Setting our intention this evening to receive information for our best and highest good. Aligning ourselves in the highest vibration of love, with our hearts soft and open. Feeling sovereign in our energies, sovereign in our bodies, and sovereign in our minds. Receive another deep breath in. And let it go. And when you're ready, come back to the room. We're ready to get started. So this is a little interesting for me because it's my first time in a long time channeling going this direction. And I just realized that because I moved my desk. So normally I'm facing that way and I'm facing the door. And the energy really feels different. It actually feels, I don't know, feels stronger in some ways. So it should be interesting to see what comes through. We have several questions and I want to actually start with them. And just so you know, if you didn't know, you can send me questions. If you're part of Normalized Magic, you can send me questions ahead of time. And I feel like I want to get to the questions at the end, but that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. Yes, there is definitely a mirror behind me, and there's definitely stuff in the mirror tonight, but we're gonna roll right past that. All right, so we're gonna start with Rose's question first. Wait, sorry, hold on. All right, so tonight we have big dragon energy. I have two dragons on either side of this window, and they are sentinel dragons, and they are not going to be talking tonight, but they're going to be holding down an energetic frequency during tonight's channeling. Thank you. I have Ashtar here present on this side, and blank space over here. Apparently someone's coming in, they're not here at this time. Okay. And Ashtar bids everyone a good evening or good morning or good day. It's different. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to get to your question, Rosa, but Ashtar has something to say first. I love how I think that I'm scheduling things over here. Okay, so tonight's gathering contains many mixed emotions. There's a swirl of excitement, and it's important to understand that excitement doesn't always mean joy. It doesn't always mean happy things. It is a bubbling up of energy in anticipation of something happening, and that is an energy that if you've been feeling the collective lately, it's not only Earth Collective that you're feeling, you're also feeling the anticipation and excitement of a universal collective. The events that are taking place on our planet at this time, on Earth at this time, are events that have been much anticipated and talked about outside of this planet. It is a culmination of an incredible amount of planning, of patience, and of hope. And it is in this spirit of excitement and hope that we, Ashtar, and like I said, another energy is coming through, but it's not here yet, that we connect with you tonight in that spirit of togetherness to, he's coming in so strange tonight, to realize a dream. There have been several other attempts at reaching this critical point. In fact, it's happened many times, is what he's saying. However, there's always been a block, whether from here or from there. There's always been something that prevents the connection from happening. At this point, we are farther along than we have ever gotten to reaching that point. And so there is big excitement everywhere, and it's stirring up all the things on Earth at this time. It's stirring up all of the energies, and we are feeling that. So there will be many questions answered tonight directly. There will be concepts shared directly. And it is the overall intention of all connecting during this channeling this evening, to assist you in pushing through the last phase of this plan, which will see us all connected once again. Great. Okay. Let's get to the questions. And you guys here in the Zoom, if you have questions now, you can pop them in anytime. And if I get to them, I get to them. If not, I'll save them for next time. All right, so we're starting with Rosa. Rosa's questions are this. I saw this in a dream, and it was so vivid I have to ask. Have parts of our brain, specifically the frontal lobe, been physically replaced? If so, what is the purpose? And on a more personal level, why is sexual desire more heightened, or is that just me? Okay, let's talk about the brain one first, and then we'll get to the sexy stuff. Okay. Okay, so have parts of our brain, specifically the frontal lobe, been physically replaced? Okay, so Ashar is reminding us of the last channeling when there was talk about walk-ins. And do you remember the discussion about the walk-ins that materialize their own body? Do you remember that? Like there was like a few different types, and one type of walk-in is like they're not an actual like born human. They just are in like a manufactured human-looking body. What he is saying that this may be referring to is the human-made equivalent of that. There are there have been projects and experiments that work very intensely on the rewiring of the human brain. For a long time, there was a very small understanding of how the human brain actually worked, but at this point, there are many who are currently walking around who are altered, who are altered in the brain, in their brain. They contain parts that are manufactured parts. So he's kind of like showing me like a human brain and showing like not just the frontal, but like they're kind of back here. He's showing me like there's a part that they would put in there, almost like a artificial pineal gland, something like that. And this is not something to, at this point, well, no, that's not what he's saying. It's not great, but it's basically a form of walk-ins that are we made human-made walk-ins is basically what he's saying. I don't know what all your dream was about, but I don't know. Does that give you some thoughts? Janelle says, I just heard a voice say we are here for such a time as this. Ooh. Allison says, seeing more orbs and bright flashes. What to do with this? Okay, we'll put that in here. And then Rose is also asking, why is sexual desire much more heightened, or is that just me? It's not everybody who's feeling the increase of sexual desire, but there is a huge influx of an opening of Kundalini energy and sacral root chakra energy, and that is creation energy. So our creation centers are being activated. And as a result of that, sexual drive likely increases because your sexual energy is directly tied to your creative energy. So if you are feeling like a little more revved up these days, it is because you're being activated in that way, and so you're really tapping into your creation energy. Stacy's follow-up question to that is, what is the difference between Kundalini rising and when your higher self comes through? or is it in and of the same? So, okay. Okay, so he's going to say it this way. So, if you think of life force energy, generally speaking, it assists us in the current bodies that we're in and the way that our brains are currently structured and the things that we know or don't know. It assists us to have different um, modules. It assists us to have different philosophies that connect to the different energies in order to understand them and to energetically connect with them and move them through our bodies as we upgrade our understanding of life force energy and how to work with that. Kundalini as a philosophy is something that readily connects with us as far as understanding that particular creation energy. So the Kundalini energy itself is raw creation energy that is used for manifestation. When you are Kundalini activated, there's many different ways of thinking of that, but at its very basic core level, that is your lower chakras opening up and having a clear channel through the heart center so that you can have that movement all throughout the chakra system, all throughout your systems, in order to connect with your creation energy and actually move it out into the world. Okay. Oof. Rosa says my ears were ringing really loud as you were answering that first question. Yeah, my head was buzzing with that one. Okay, next question. We are moving. I'm going to save Jen's for a second. I have Stacy, I see yours. Okay, Stacy says, this is questions for Ashtar. 1, I see tiny spheres of what I would consider energy in daylight. Lately, I've been able to focus in on them, and it's as if they respond back. Some fire off with other spheres and form a streak of light. I've seen this streak of light around me before. Can you explain to me what this is, and if there's more work I can do with them? I also see tiny strands of DNA floating towards me, and not sure if there's work I can do with them as well. Okay, and your second question is like blowing my mind because I was just talking about this today. Okay, so first, the tiny spheres. So some will call these the energies that you're connecting with sylphs, sylphs, sylphs. But like sylphs are like air fairies, something like that. If you were to go go to the beach. If you were to go, well, okay, if you were to go into the water in the beach, in the ocean, sorry, and look at the tiny microorganisms that float through the water. Like the water is never clear. There's always like little tiny, very microscopic little like living things just kind of floating everywhere. Our air is the same. It's full of life, teeming with life, in fact. And if all of you can kind of do this experiment, and you've probably done it already. But if you were to go outside and it's a beautiful blue sky kind of day, and you just like soften and dilate your eyes a little bit, just like like this, and you just kind of blur it all. Do you ever see the sparkle? Do you know what I'm talking about? That kind of sparkle that's just like in the air and it moves around. That's the aliveness of the air around you. It's alive, just like we would be in the ocean. And you breathe this in with your When you breathe it in, you breathe it into your body. Like this is like little particles of like, I don't know, energetics, life force, energy, but it also contains the DNA of the entire universe. It's like sparkling around us. And these are what Stacy's talking about is when you have a thought or a big emotion, your energetic field goes much bigger, right? It's like, and it captures that energy and manipulates it and changes it. And some of that energy is what assists you in the creation of whatever you're thinking about because it helps manipulate the vibration with you and for you. Um, as far as is there more work to do? No. Above all, to this question, is there something else I should be doing? Is the energy right now and the request right now is to really, really, for as much as you can, and there is a acknowledgement of the difficulty of this, especially at this time. Stay in your present space and allow yourself to respond to what comes to you. The leaning forward will make it easy to miss things because you're leaning forward implies that you know what to look for. Okay? So instead, try really hard right now to stay here and let things come to you and ask for your assistance. And when we say ask for your assistance, you'll feel a compulsion. Something will move you into some sort of action. It may feel very subtle, it may be very obvious and in your face, but regardless, it's less of a what more do I need to do and more I'll wait until you tell me what it is I need to do until I feel it. If you can start to lean into that energy, you will find a flow and things will start to go very fast. Things slow down when you lean forward into them. Second question from Stacy. Can we have shared the deeper meaning of the 144,000 prophecy? Is this related to the Rainbow Warriors? Is this collective group a part of that prophecy? And if so, in what ways could those of us in this prophecy work together towards the implementation of it? I would like to just let you know, as I answer this question, which is forthcoming, I'm not very familiar with this prophecy personally. Okay, Asher has a question first before this question is answered. What is a prophecy to you? This is a question to the group. What is a prophecy? We'll wait. Okay, so I'm going to read these. Sorry. I'm reading them in my brain, not reading them out loud. Okay, so what is a prophecy? A prediction, a divine plan given by sacred scribes, a possible future outcome, something said to come about, a seer of what's to be, something that will happen in some way or form no matter what choices we make. Yvonne says, I was told I have prophecy. Susan says, a story told through time from more than one group that believe it to be coming true, a foreshadowing of things to come based on the current pattern of energy, perhaps guidance for what is to come, a perspective. Okay. And I'm just going to tell you, like, the channeling lately is very uncomfortable for me because I just like I don't know. I don't love being very I don't love being divisive, but like this is the blunt shit these days, so we're just gonna go ahead and go for it. Ashtar is saying that prophecy is 90% of the time it is opinion and it is manipulation. There needs to be a severe look at what is considered prophecy and what is considered manipulation. Because here is the thing, and I've said this to you guys a few times in regards to like having readings done. You can tap into a projected future outcome and based off of the current energetics, get a picture of what is about to happen. Absolutely. The issue is if you are tapping into a future outcome that is very much future, we're talking unknown time period. There's a lot of factors that can go into that that create a very unstable energy. Prophecy has been used as a way of stealing the ability to have one's own sovereign authority and takes away the creation energy from the individual and instead places it in a very small collective. We live in a world of massive, massive manipulation. And at this time, there isn't a whole lot of wiggle room to hold our hand through the waking up of this. Anything that takes your energy and points it towards a specific outcome and requires your participation must be run through the body first. Nothing should be taken at face value, and most certainly should not be handed down through what? Through lineage without consistent check-ins. For example, the events that are currently taking place at this time on this planet have been inaccurately foretold for times unknown, long time. They're projections. At this time, what we are talking about is not a projection as we are currently living in it. However, free will of the earth itself, free will of every living being on this planet constantly changes projected outcomes. There will never be a time when, he's saying him, when Ashtar's energy will give you a specific task to complete in order for something to come about outside of yourself. It is a great unraveling. Does that answer your question? Okay. Whew. That made my head kind of hurt. All right. let me roll up here and grab the questions here, and then I'll get to what I have here. Okay, so Janelle, did I miss a question from you? And I see Jen's question. Jen, I've been feeling a strong call to be in the woods among the trees and flowers and by running water. It feels so charged there, and I can lose time. What is the connection between this energy and what's going on so intensely in the natural world? How are we meant to use or connect with that energy? Exactly. Exactly as you are connecting with it is exactly are you as you are meant to. The earth itself is a sentient being and has a deep desire to connect with us as sentient beings. We are meant to receive like a circuit from the earth itself in all of its different if you think of the earth as having hands, and each finger is a different facet or element of how the earth can touch us. The earth itself wishes to connect with us in all of those ways to kind of hold us like this. And when we have that connection with the earth itself, we are able to access our own energy in a much more amplified and clear way. So at this time, if you are feeling drawn to be in nature and to do more things in those natural settings, you're simply being guided back to what is going to heal you, what is going to hold you, what is going to anchor you. These are things that will always be here, and these are things that you can trust. The earth itself has always been here and has always been trustworthy. And she, as an entity, as a sentient being, longs to reconnect with us. And that is a reach that's happening right now. Not everybody is feeling that, though, and that's okay. But some are feeling it very strongly, and go with that because there's a reason. You either need it right now, you're going to learn something from it, like whatever. It's just go with the flow with that. It's going to it will give you exactly what you need. But that is a reconnection. That is a reconnection energy. Make sure I'm not missing any other. I think I got it. Okay. Janelle says, I feel like I'm on the swimming platform information ready for the horn to blow and I will have to jump. Yes. Getting leg cramps from being in that position so long. It's like, let's go already. Okay. I'm hopping into other Jen's question. I don't think that she is on here, but she'll see it when she sees it. And hello. All right. So this is going to take a turn, and it should be interesting. So Jen says, I know we're supposed to be connecting with our inner work and let the chaos be outside, but it's hard to let this one pass through. And she sent me a news article. And this news article has the headline, Texas pastor says gay people should be shot in the back of the head in shocking sermon. I don't know if you guys heard this. I'm not going to read the whole article, but basically a Texas Baptist church labeled as anti-LGBT hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center has caused outrage after a pastor said gay people should be lined up against the wall and shot in the back of the head. Pastor Oz said, I'm angry this morning because our entire country is celebrating the worst sin in the Bible. Okay. Cool. All right. So anyway, Jen is asking, before I get angry, can you send a temperature check about this to Ashtar on this evening's channeling? Temperature check on this bullshit. Like, ugh, what the fuck? Okay, so here's something to remember. It's not that you're being asked to ignore what is happening in the world, and you absolutely should not be, and you should be um, cautious, aware, informed, and sovereign. There is going to be an extreme amount of violent behavior, hatred, all of the energies that have for so long been the foundational driving forces of the current world that we live in. These are the energies that have been controlling for a very long time. For some of us, we are just opening our eyes to that, and so it looks shocking. And he's saying this kind of thing is able to be seen in such ways due to the way that we have set up our technology at this time to share in real time what is happening. There's also a need to, again, run everything through your body. Because while some things are true, some things are not. And while true is definitely subjective in some cases, it's important to understand that some things have actually happened and some things have not actually happened. And it is not, I guess he's saying that you're going to have to really use your own truth meter when it comes to looking at especially certain online news outlets, because there are there are articles being written now that are cranked out, and like what he's showing me like are like cubicles basically, but they're not based off of reports. They're not based off of reporting. They're cranking out just noise information. So there's true things and then there's lots of noise. And the noise is meant to incite emotions within you so that you freak the fuck out. And the more you can freak out, the more you can be manipulated. So weigh everything. Because if something causes a deep reaction within you, that may have been the point, is to simply cause that big reaction within you. So really, really watch for that. And I see other Jen, and I know you do work in that industry. So I've been looking at your face as I was talking. I'm like, but it's important to understand that the days of journalism are not the days we are living in. Those are not the days, and there are still news outlets that are providing that, but they are not loud enough or interesting enough to be able to overcome the big, loud, flashy, theme park ride little, situations that are happening. So just be really mindful whenever you read a news article that you can verify it over several different sources. So if you read like, oh, this happened, make sure you go and like you can find a few other independent, not connected, other sources that are saying this happened. And quite frankly, what he's saying is that you really at this time it's a show. Like it's a massive show right now, and it is all meant to get your attention and get your feels going, and get you to engage in that way, either in a positive or negative way, or to make you feel unsafe, fearful, all those things. So use your brain. Don't be unsafe, but at the same time, don't allow a news article to drop you into a fear state, because that may be exactly what it's there to do. We have to get above the game now, and that means we have to be sharp and fast. And it is emotional to realize that so many things around us are trying to manipulate us all the time. That doesn't feel good. But at the same time, there isn't a whole lot of time to kind of sit and like rock back and forth about that at this moment. We need to keep going, and like kind of see it and say, all right, we got it. Moving. Oh, my hands. Jesus Christ. Anybody else's hands? It's like, Janelle says, does Asher have any insight on the fires on the food production places? Fires on the food production places. So, Asher is giving you a image to think about. A war room with big table. And on the table, see the world. On that table, there is pressure points put in on different parts of the earth itself. So we're doing layers of this. So there's layers in the war room. There's layers of this plan of attack. So there's literal points of pressure being put into the physical earth itself that's causing massive destabilization with the earth itself. Then you come back up and you have people and people's needs. There's a long running game there, long running plan, and then there's short plans. The long running plan is to create the illusion of lack. The illusion of lack, which means there's not enough resources. The truth of the matter, this world produces so much abundance of resources that there would not be any need for not one single creature, let alone a single human, to go wanting. There's endless, and that's one of the reasons this planet is so locked in on everybody's focus, and they're trying really hard not to have us completely destroy it, because it is a very, very abundant planet. It's wonderful, and we are like literally about to blow this thing up. So it's important to know that. However, the illusion of lack has become a reality of lack, and when the illusion becomes a reality, that creates actual physical suffering on the earth level. And we're already here in that space where the illusion has become the reality, and it's encoded into our cells, into our DNA, into our understanding, into our whole hive mind. We believe it. There is not enough for everybody. We believe. Like, do you believe right now that there are people going to sleep tonight starving? Do you believe it? Because that's a reality. It's not just a thought. It's really actually happening. So we're in that phase now. So that's another layer in the war room of creating the illusion that then turns into the reality. Okay? Now, at this time, there is the awakening happening, and you can kind of see that happening on the map with like these whoosh, big things of light. The light threatens the plan. So in order to rein that in, there has to be other pressure points put down. So there are so many layers to this game at this point, but right now we're in the end game. This is going to be very drastic and very global. For us, it's looking like a systematic shutdown of resources, a squeeze that is happening. And these are all things, by the way, that are very much like, you can research this and just look at it. It's not even fringe anymore. It's like literally available to you if you look at trends and what's happening. Janelle's referring to a massive amount of food production plants that have gone up in flames over the past few years, and how it's very difficult now to get certain goods. And I'm sure you can speak to this, Janelle, but the cost of keeping livestock and producing milk and meat in this country is going to go up so exponentially. It's probably going to blow our minds, because I think already like the price the price of keeping your animals has gone up by like what, 40-50% or something like that, the last that I was looking at that. So it's continuing to rise. So this is very much connected to that squeeze and that re-implementation of the fear pressure point of not enough, not enough, not enough, and then someone has to save you. There's not enough, someone has to save you. It's important to recognize it. That's why last time, did we talk about this last time? Or we're talking about it now? Being connected to the resources that are closest to you is very important. Understanding how to procure fresh water, understanding how to have your own food supply in some ways, and really having enough around. Yeah, we did talk about this. Having enough around for like about 2 weeks, if you imagine if the power were to go out, something like that. Like just like making sure that you have your essentials, not to freak out, but just to know that that's a possibility. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I know what was going off my head with that. So Ashtar has some questions for you. Do you trust yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you feel the energy of excitement? Do you believe that you are here to anchor in the new energy? Good. There are a few programs that are still very much present in our consciousness at this time, us in our consciousness at this time, and these programs are coming up very strongly and something to look at within oneself at this time. And the programs can be identified and repurposed or dismissed by asking yourself questions. You ask a lot of questions of others, not so many of your own self. Okay. So the program is religion. It is going to be important in the, you literally just said in the coming hours. Whatever. Time doesn't exist. Okay, in the coming times, let's just say it that way, to ask yourself questions of your own religious programming, especially those who identify as atheists or agnostic. If you identify as atheist or agnostic later in life, like after a time of not, something like that. He's not going to give you answers on this, but rather really encourage you to ask the questions. Do you still, deep inside of you, adhere to an old religious programming that you have intellectually rejected? This programming may look like a sense of being a sinful person and needing to atone for one's sins. This may look like believing yourself to be abnormally sexual, sexually a sexual aberration, unclean, impure. A deep desire to be good, not bad. Putting everyone's needs ahead of oneself as a form of virtue. And a belief that your current life is less important than your afterlife. Believe it or not, this is the biggest program at this time. Bigger even than lack, money, bigger even than lack and money. Okay, Ashtar would like to do an activation, but it's different than the ones we've done before. This is to assist you with the religion programming. Only do this if you feel that this is the right thing for you at this time. If you feel it is right for you at this time, you can choose the hand to lift. This, just choose based off of what feels right for you. But place one hand up with your palm open. And again, only if it feels good to you at this time. Take a nice deep breath in. Ashtar is sending energy into the center of your palm. You may feel it moving down your shoulder, down your arm, up into your wrist. It may feel like hot or cold. You may have a pulsing sensation. Just kind of feel into that for a moment, what that feels like for you. Regardless of the circuits of giving and receiving, the hand that you've chosen to raise today is the hand that you will naturally receive from. At this time, Ashtar is energetically placing symbols on your palm. These symbols are openers. They are openers of your soul, openers to connection to your higher self and expansive knowing. You are open to understanding your divine connectedness to the entire universe and above all to yourself. As you receive these codes, you are understanding that from this moment forward, you see with eyes of clarity, you hear truth, and you speak only in alignment. Your truth need not be anybody else's truth, but it must be yours. You require no validation outside of yourself. You are the sovereign keeper of your own energy. As these codes move into your system, as you breathe, allowing them to flow, they will work with your energy and allow you to see truth through lies, and allow you to feel the resonance of everything around you. You are strong, and you are safe, and you are supported. Take your other hand and just very lightly trace an upside down triangle. One line across, one line down, and one line up. Do this a few times. I'm doing it 3 times. And this seals the receiving of these codes. I'm going to bring your hand down. Receive a nice deep breath in. And let it go. Much like last time, this was an intense activation. Expect to feel this for the next 3 days, allowing it to integrate within your system. It is important as thoughts come up that you speak them or write them. You may have thoughts that you wish to speak, recording yourself speaking them. Information is going to come out of you, is what I'm saying. And Ashtar says, you are free. You are all free. I hope you can feel how very loved and important you are. Thank you for connecting your energies here tonight. Ashtar is still here, but he is moving his energy down like this for a moment. Whew. All right. It's somebody's grandmother, by the way. Hold on. I told you somebody was coming through. Wouldn't be a proper channeling without somebody's grandma. It's my grandma. Oh, it's both of them. Both of my grandmas are here. They're coming in through this side, and then they're standing behind me. All of your grandmas' lineage, all of your female lineage, feel them vroom, behind you. You imagine yourself as the full flesh, color, living, visceral, and all behind you. It's your entire female lineage backing you up. Every time, every time you speak, every time you move, every time you touch something, it's all of them behind you. Every time you love yourself, instead of being unkind to yourself, they're so happy. Every time you choose yourself, every time you step into your sovereignty, they're right there behind you, cheering you on. The grandmas are here to walk us through this next phase of our healing. You're not alone. Many of you have caught a glimpse, a smell, smoke trail, a glimmer. You've connected with your lineage energy. Pay attention to these things. All the grandmas here are now connecting. You see them in a massive circle. If you put your hands like this, you'll feel it. Oh my goodness gracious. Can you feel it? The energy moving from boom, one side to the other, flowing from your receiving hand right out to your giving hand. That's a connection and energy of all the grandmas, not just your grandma, my grandma, Stacy's grandmas, Tiffany's grandmas, Valerie's grandmas, all of the grandmas. Backing us up, powering us up for the last leg of this journey. You can put your hands down when you feel ready. Do we have any messages about anything? Pay attention to how you feel. You wish to adorn yourself. Adorn yourself with pride, and with energetic trappings that amplify your highest self. Don't be afraid of your power. You are endlessly loved. Take a nice deep breath in. Smooth that energy through a little bit. Thank you. Whew. All right. Woo-hoo. Ooh. Tiffany says, I felt it even in my stroke affected hand. Oh, I love that so much, Tiffany. All right. We're going to begin to disconnect. This is a tricky one tonight. I don't know if you feel it, but it's like I don't think I can meditate you out of this one, quite honestly. So we're gonna have to just like slowly back away. But here's the thing. We've all had a pretty intense energetic surgery this evening. Really big energy this evening. And you're probably going to be feeling this for the rest of the night. So I don't know what you're up to tonight. Um, Sorry for not giving you a heads up, but I didn't know. But be real easy with yourself. And if you can, um, it will probably feel really good for you to just be able to like hang out on a couch or something for a while and like zone if you can do that. Just like really zone. Like, you want to do this? Go ahead, do that. You know what I mean? Or something on Netflix that just can like allow your body and your energy to stay kind of still. This isn't an energy at this moment that wants to be like moving with physically. It needs to kind of be in there. So if you've got stuff to do, you got stuff to do. But if at all possible, allow yourself just some couch time this evening. You may not be able to sleep for a while, but you'll still be integrating. Pay attention to what your body is craving without judgments, and yeah, just kind of like I said before, take note of things that come through. You may want to talk into your voice memo or take some notes or journal, depending on what you like to do. Um, but it's going to be something else. Okay. I have things I'd like to say, but I'm not to say them tonight. So you're going to have to hold on till Wednesday. Um, Esther is kind of saying to me that it's not the night to push forward with anything else. We're going to leave it at this level. So I love you. Thank you so much for lending your energy here with us tonight, for connecting. I know my energy feels much better after having connected with all of you tonight. So I'm very grateful for your presence. I'll see you Wednesday morning for coffee and coaching. Reach out if you need anything. I love you.